Welcome to CTV Sports. I'm Dale Schwetz with Steve Lane, and we're live today at the Grand Champions Polo Club, Santa Rita Polo Farm on the Aspen field for continuing action here in the Aspen Valley Cup. This is our second game of 2023. ACO Polo at its finest, and it looks like we've got, well, 2 mounted officials gathering the teams in the center of the field. Thank you for joining us here today on a Tuesday. And if you did not get the opportunity to watch our broadcast yesterday, that was an amazing day, so check that out. You can watch the juniors play at the Polo Training Foundation. A lot of fun there with all the young polo stars of the world. Future pole there. So you can go back there on CTV Sports and take a look at that one. So it looks like they're going to go ahead and get prepared here. And we're going to go ahead and throw it to Steve Lane for the introduction of the players. Steve, take it away.
All right, thank you, Dale. Great day for polo right here. The weather's great, sun is shining. We've got both of our teams out there lined up here for the second game of the Aspen Valley Cup. Playing in black for Dracarys. Playing number 1, Shaitan Krishna. He'll be captaining the team today. And playing number 2, Joseph Schwartz. At the number 3 position, Leon Schwenke. And closing the back door, Brandon Phillips. For the team in red, windswept Harrison Reicher. Playing number 1, Rufino Merlos at the 2. Santos Merlos at the number 3 position. And Segundo Merlos playing back. So a handful of Merloses right here. And right now, Santos winning that bowl in, trying to work both sides of the pony right here, being hooked out of there by Schwenke, and now Schwenke wins that play, looking over his shoulder for a teammate to pass to. Brandon Phillips going to follow him up, so is Schwartz. Now Schwenke turns to the outside, trying to get loose from those red jerseys, and quite a lot of stick work going on here in the early stages of chucker number 1. Now, here we go. A shot into a pony, and Santos Merlos going to turn back. Santos taking it back towards the center, trying to get away from Schwenke, letting that horse run a little bit by the umpire, and now going to release that ball. He's going to lose the head on his mallet. So that was a $100 shot right there, and now Brandon Phillips comes back for an offside tail shot. Now turning on that line is Schwenke, Leon Schwenke, right here on the move. He's got one red shirt to go by. Remember, it's a 3-on-4 situation with a broken mallet head, and Schwenke trying to get around Segundo Merlos. Schwenke with a deep neck shot right over in front towards the goal. And that ball right on through. What a shot. That was like threading a needle.
You got it, man. We watched Leon Schwenke play over the years here, and this kid has developed into a very strong polo player. On 3 goals now, he will play above his handicap, and that's what they're looking for here on the Dracarys team. And what a play to start off. I mean, in the coffin corner, deep in the coffin corner. And as Steve said, a very tight angle. 7 teams playing this year in the 2023 Aspen Valley Cup, and they're battling it out early on the second bowling of the day.
And right now, Santos Merlos headed towards that north goal right there. Santos with a nice shot up to Harrison Reicher. Harrison right there playing in the PTF yesterday and doing a great job there. And just narrowly missing a shot on goal right here to tie things up.
So, good breakaway here and a way to add back to the pressure as they win the bowl in after getting scored on early by the Dracarys team. And I like the pickup here, Steve. You know, they took it out and just shows you how these Merlos boys are going to be playing. They're going to be going to goal quick.
And winning bowl-ins, too, each team, you know, so far. So, we've always said that that's a big part of the game. And right now, Brandon Phillips firing right on through on the near side, meeting that ball, and what a great play. He's made that ball up against the boards, being ridden off by Rufino Merlos. Rufino staying right there with him. And look behind, you've got Santos Merlos. He's marked up with a man as well. So now, who's got the handy pony? Getting the ball off the boards. And now, Schwenke coming out with it, busting loose up out of that crowd, and Schwenke coming on through, and we've got our first whistle of the day. So we'll see what the umpire decides right here, and I believe we might have an open goal penalty.
Yeah, it looks like you got Schwartz there with Santos Merlos. They seem to come together, and then Schwenke going to goal, and I think I'm going to talk a little bit about this one just to see was Santos pushing Joseph across, or was Joseph pushing Santos across? And it looks like it is going to go against the windswept team, so they're going to say that Santos Merlos was pushing Joseph Schwartz across. So go either way there, but great positioning by our Mount officials. Of course, Rodney Matthews, Gaston Dorniak, two top officials. They'll be working in the World Polo League 2023 this year, our 5th year for the highest polo in North America outside of Argentina. Open goal penalty for the Dracarys team, looking for an opportunity to go up by 2 goals.
Leon Schwenke puts it right on through. So the team in black not messing around, getting that cushion here early in today's game. 4:15 on the clock right here as the umpires bring it back 3-0 the score in favor of Dracarys.
Yeah, Dracarys doing a great job here, starting out quick, and that's what you want to do because you know this Merlos team with Reicher. And Reicher Harrison played yesterday in the PTF, and along with Rufino's brothers. We'll talk a little bit more about that as the day goes on, but look at this. It's going to be won and picked up here and controlled by Windswept.
Leon Schwenke going to send a pass right now to Joseph Schwartz, who's out front with Segundo Merlos, but Merlos going to win the right-off and an open back shot right over, looking for a relative over there to pick up that loose ball, and right now it's going to be Santos right up to Harrison. Harrison Riker playing a great number 1 right out front where he should be, and Reicher with a nice shot downfield, being coached by one of his teammates. Reicher with a nice cut shot towards the goal. Can he outrun Brandon Phillips and stay out front? He's going to take it across the goal and go for the back shot. Didn't quite get all of it, not quite enough angle on that shot, and wide over the back line, but a nice attempt right there as we go to our courtesy horse change.
Yeah, I'm going to break it down for you here a little bit, Steve. So Santos and Segundo Merlos, they're playing in number 3 and 4. They're brothers, and their father is Sebastian Merlos, and their mother is Sylvina Merlos. So for everybody watching today, because it can be a little confusing, you're going to hear Steve say Merlos a lot today. We call Roofy the Roofinator. So Roofy Merlos is the son of Tincho Merlos and Selena Merlos. And yesterday, Rufino's brothers, Celestino, and his younger brother played in the PTF. So the Merloses are playing all over the place. It's great seeing all the little guys playing over there. And they played very well yesterday, his younger brothers. And to add to the Merloses, Rufino was MVP of the first tournament of 2023 and the first tournament ever played at the National Polo Center.
Yeah, he played a great game, and you know what? A youngster coming out like that, being
I think he
MVP,
scored 4 goals or something.
Yeah, what an honor! What an honor!
I mean, for a 1-goal player, and let's just give Rufino a little more love. Roofy, the Roofinator, and that's how he got the Roofinator. He is the youngest individual, man, boy, whatever, person ever to go live on Chucker TV. He actually co-commentated with me in Aspen, Colorado when his father was playing up there. So he is a lot of fun, and I think we'll probably get him on the mic. We'll get a good interview with him somewhere along the line.
Yeah, so a youngster wearing many hats.
Yeah, he's a cool cat. He's a cool cat. It's good to see how the brothers and cousins play together.
Uh-huh. Okay, and right now, we just mentioned it, Rufino right there leaving the play for his Santos Merlos, sending the ball down the field and looking for Rufino one more time, but Brandon Phillips going to ride him off and take the near side. Brandon unable to get back to it, and Harrison Reicher comes right on through, sending the ball back up to Rufino. Rufino going to turn the ball back towards the inside, trying to get around Schwenke. Schwenke comes in there with a hook, breaks things up momentarily, but anyhow, here comes Santos. Santos Merlos going to take the ball over to the corner, check down, try and rake it off the corner. Schwenke right there with him, keeping him honest. Rufino coming in there as well. Somebody's got to get out of there, and Rufino does just that. And now Santos sends that ball back along the boards, up to Rufino. Rufino up to Harrison Reicher, and Reicher right here out front. 4 horse lengths between him and the next opponent, and a shot on goal. The ball kicked over the back line by his pony, so we'll have a knock-in for the team in black.
Yeah, good communication here by the windswept team. As you can see, Steve was pointing it out as Rufino was actually blocking the player, but Segundo jumped right into the rumble seat and called him off of it. He pulled out of there just in time, and they find Harrison. And a nice run here. Harrison's pulling the team a little bit off to the left and the right, and it's going to be the first run here for Shayton.
Krishna overrides there, and Reicher with a nice back shot. And here comes Segundo Merlos, and now Santos, Segundo going downfield. And we've got a whistle on the play right there.
The two players coming across the center. Yeah, look at that. Maybe there's a little shading call there. Looked like Joseph was looking to go and pick up his man, and then the one-swept player kind of fell in behind him, and just kind of a missed time there. So they kind of rubbed a little bit. Anytime you see two horses come together, Steve, I know you're a big advocate of that. I remember when you were managing me when I was a professional umpire. You know, anytime you get contact between two of the four-legged athletes, somebody's wrong. And so that's going to go ahead and put a penalty from the center here. And they'll go ahead and take this one. Looks like it's going to be Segundo Merlos to go ahead and take the shot. He's looking for his brother Santos.
Schwenke with a back shot right there, trying to set something up, and we've got another whistle on the play. So that whistle came from this side. Roddy Matthews right on top of things. So we'll see what they decide where to put the ball. Looks like it's going to be a penalty 5A in favor of Dracarys. Leon Schwenke put the ball back in play, sending Brandon Phillips down the field. Brandon Phillips breaking over towards the center. Rufino, Merlo staying back there with him. Schwenke with a high lofting shot right there. Brandon Phillips going to jump on it. Oh, he gets underneath it a little bit too much, unable to keep it going. And now, Segundo, Merlos, back there with brother Santos, getting a little communication. Santos breaking down the field, and Segundo sends the ball down the field over to him. Our first horn has sounded, the second horn on its way. And right now, here comes Rufino. And that's going to end Chucker number 1. So, what a day for polo right now. First Chucker down, a score of 3-0 for the 2023 Aspen Valley Cup. Stay with us right here on CTV Sports.
Foot golf is a kind of life, and also it's a combination about golf and football.
So I got into sport through social media. Someone approached me on Twitter and said, "Have you tried it?" I'd never heard of it at that point. So I went to my local course and tried it and just completely fell in love with the game.
This is not as easy as it looks on your body. It's a lot of kicking. We don't normally kick this many hard kicks in soccer.
For me, this and the U.S. Open are the two top U.S. tournaments. It's something we all look forward to every single year.
Great fun, and I think everyone will enjoy it when they try it. You can't not have fun.
When you set goals at the start of the season and you're able to achieve them at the end of the year, I think I can speak for everyone and say when we set goals and we make the sacrifices that we make, which a lot of people don't see, and then it all comes to fruition, it's a good feeling.
I literally live, breathe foot golf.
All right, here we are at the Santa Rita Polo Farm, CTV Sports. Thanks for joining us today. Dale Schwetz, Steve Lane, Windswept with Harrison Reicher, Rufino Merlos, Santos Merlos, and Segundo Merlos. Santos and Segundo brothers, their cousin Rufino. And then Dracarys with Shayton Krishna, playing number 1, Joseph Schwartz, Leon Schwenke, and Brandon Phillips. And there are 7-goal teams, so they went 1 goal in handicap. They scored 2 goals. Schwenke did, so that makes it 3-0 here. We'll take this time to congratulate the Dracarys. Dracarys, one of our title sponsors here at the Grand Champion Polo Club. They were, they won the Best Equine Tack and Supplies of Palm Beach County for 2022. So congratulations to Tony Capola and the Dracarys. Steve, isn't that cool? That's a great honor.
It is, and it's great to have him with us here at Grand Champions Polo Club, too. Tony's been around a long time. We have the Dracarys Cup as well. Dracarys and also Tony, a big sponsor for the Polo Training Foundation as well.
Good call, good call. Remember when they started the Dracarys in the back of a horse trailer, which Tony still travels around in the summer with it up there in Greenwich in the Northeast. He loves it up there. But, of course, if you'd like to go by the Dracarys, it is on the corner of South Shore and Pearson Road. You can't miss it. Take a look. Going in there, you just handle all types of tack supplies for all different disciplines. Here we go. Back to the game, and it looks like Windswept and Dracarys going at it.
And Rufino puts a shot up there in front of goal, and that's going to draw the umpire's whistle right there coming in. And we'll see if we've got a penalty 2 or a penalty 1 here. Didn't look like a big enough window right there, Dale, and a Dracarys player coming in front. And we can see right here on the replay, Rufino hits that ball towards the goal and comes back to it, and we'll see what they decide, but it looks like this is going to be
possible penalty 1 there if they want it. They're right in the vicinity, but, they're going to talk about it. They'll decide whether they want to give a 2 or a 1. Based on where that ball was actually located. And I guess we're going to go with a 2. It is the umpire judgment there.
Yeah, and as an umpire, you hope that the player taking this shot, his horse doesn't duck out.
Yeah, you got it. Well, you can see, especially on a replay, great drone footage there, coming from left to right in front of Merlos. And looked like number 2 there for Dracarys. So they're going to get caught with the open goal. And that's going to give them their first goal of the day from the, it looks like about the 5-yard line, 10-yard line.
Yeah, not very far out. Penalty 2 from the spot. So Harrison Reicher putting it on through their first goal of the day. So now they'll be going to our right if you're looking from the center camera.
That gray pony looks a little familiar. You remember that gray pony?
Yeah, I think so.
Watching that pony run up and down the field over at the Everglades Polo Club yesterday during the PTF, Harrison Reicher. And a big shout-out to him. His sister also played, and a big shout-out to his father. We got to meet the family yesterday, and it's great seeing Harrison playing here at the Grand Champions Polo Club. On the move and control is going to be Segundo.
Schwenke right here trying to get the ball off the boards. Leon Schwenke coming out of there with it, patiently waiting to let players clear. And now, and it looks like Rufino rode Joseph Schwartz over the line. That ball being kicked by a pony and not big enough gap, and this is the second time we've seen this play today.
Yeah, a lot of contact there. They're going at it. You could tell that. And we thought we'd see that today in this type of game. You have a lot of young, aggressive polo stars out there today. If you watch the replay, they come together there. When one player's riding another player off, he is not allowed to push that player in front of a player that has the right-of-way, and the right-of-way being the imaginary line in front. And about 2 strides out there, 2 horse lengths. And so they're going to go ahead and give another open goal to Leon Schwenke. And Schwenke 100% from the penalty line here, now with the penalty 3. And he's going to put that one away and make it 4-1 as they click down to 5:15 on the clock.
Umpire Matthews going to bring him back to center. So the team in black maintaining that 3-goal lead. It started out 1-0, and then it was 3-0, and maintaining that 3-goal lead. So, team in red, Windswept, hoping to get a little offense going here. Roddy Matthews wanting a clean lineup, blows the whistle, stopping the clock. Now bowl-in underhand. Leon Schwenke going to win this bowl-in, coming back, retrieving that loose ball. Santos Merlo staying there with him, and a nice shot downfield. Rufino going to be the first one to it, going to outrun Schwartz, turn that ball back towards the outside. Schwartz checks down, waits on him, putting pressure on him, and here comes Santos Merlos, not wasting any time, send it down. Harrison Riker, they're leaving him alone, which could be a mistake, but Brandon Phillips coming in there to make the near side back shot, crossing over after the shot, so we'll see what the umpires call right here.
Well, they're going to go ahead and check with the third man on that, and they're going to say no foul on the play. So they're going to say too much room there, too much distance on that play. And you'd have Reicher following the play, but Brandon Phillips, he's coming across from the right to the left, but he gets there pretty quick, and he makes a play and a good 2 or 3 strides out there on the final run by the time he does hit the ball. If you notice on that play, remember, it's when he makes contact with the ball, where is the oncoming player, and looked like Reicher was a good 3 strides out. After the play, maybe looks a little closer on your replay there, but remember, if Brandon's 3 strides past the ball after the shot, it shows you how much further he was out. So they'll go to the bowl in here from the center of the boards. On the far side, it's going to be Schwenke.
Schwenke carrying that ball towards the north end, being chased by Santos Merlos. Santos going to the whip. And remember, you can't use a whip when the ball is dead, only when the ball is live. Just a little reminder for our viewers out there, the whipping rule. And now it looks like Segundo Merlo sending it back down to Rufino. And what an offense this red team has with Harrison Riker, now Rufino out front. Rufino unable to keep it going, but don't worry, here comes Segundo. Segundo going to slow things down, met in there by Schwenke, and look out, we've got a whistle on the play. That was kind of a gutsy play right there. He met him, but, we'll have to have a look here on the replay.
He come from back there from left to right, but I don't know if Schwenke looked like he might have been just in the right place at the right time on the play. The umpires are going to talk about this one and decide whether they thought maybe Schwenke came across. And it looks like they're going to call intimidation on the play. So as they come across there, that plays on the backside. It's going to be... Well, so we'll call intimidation.
And he did kind of come in there at a weird angle. And if you're a player with the right of way and on the line of the ball, you have a right to go to that ball without having to lift your head.
Yeah, no, I got you. Good caller. You look at it. You look at it so many different ways. But if Segundo does try to go with the right with the ball, they do make contact there. So you want to keep the game clean and safe. And this game is going to pick up. It's going to go faster and faster and faster. You can see these two teams. They're built for it, and so we will see. They're going to go ahead and give the open goal penalty 3 here in favor of Windswept. Opportunity with 3:40 on the clock to get this game within 2 goals. And I guess going to pass the stick here to Rufy. Yeah, Rufino, look at that, at a walk, and just slams that ball down. Steve, you could have made that one from the 60 at a walk.
Yeah, he certainly could have. He had the distance, he had the loft, and everything was right on target right there. So it looks like we'll get back here and do our courtesy change. Courtesy change brought in by Grand Champions Polo Club and Melissa Ganzi. Everybody seems to be okay, so no courtesy change here. I guess all the players are happy with their mounts. They'll stay in the saddle, and here we go. Roddy Matthews puts the ball back in play. Brandon Phillips coming out of there with it, being ridden off by Rufy Merlos. Rufino coming back with an offside tail shot right over to cousin Segundo. Segundo checking down, now going to be followed up by Santos. Santos putting it into a pony, and Brandon Phillips is going to get the foul in his favor, and this time there was not enough room on that play, crossing over after the near side play. So
pretty tight play there. They're going to go ahead and talk about this. And they're going to go check with our third man. He's going to say foul. That's a bit too close there. Even though the hook was made, you have Santos on the line. Issue here is nowhere really to move this ball. Everyone downfield's covered. They're going to go with center on this. I like the ball placement on the center. I know Santos would like to have it down to 60, but there's nobody down there to pass the ball to. Great rotation by Joseph Schwartz, picking up Reicher. So he's got him covered up, and that's a stalemate play about 10 yards off. Now, a lot of times from 10 yards, 20 yards off of center, that ball will get moved, but I think it's a good time to keep it at center, Steve.
Yeah, you have to ask yourself, does that foul right there really deserve a shot on goal, which penalty 4 in this level of polo is a shot on goal. We just saw Rufino hit a penalty 3 40-yard shot at a walk.
Yeah, good call. Yeah, you said it. You said it. So, they still get possession, and that's a big part of the game right here. Here comes Segundo.
Merlos hits the ball in, doesn't quite get all of it. Joseph Schwartz come in there with an offside open shot, but nobody home to take it. And it looks like Santos Merlos right here working the ball forward, trying to get around Schwartz and stay ahead of Schwenke. Joseph Schwartz with another open back shot. Turning on it is Segundo, and Segundo Merlos going to check down. He's got Shayton right there, putting a little pressure on him, and Merlos now hammers that ball, but well off to the right-hand side. So we'll have a knock-in right here, and being told not a great shot by some teammates there on the windswept team.
Yeah, both teams kind of feeling each other out a little more here. That first chucker, it was all Dracarys taking control. It was the Leon Schwenke show with that 1-goal handicap they received here in the 8-goal polo, 7-goal team. But now changing the game around a little bit, and each player kind of talking to each other, figuring out which man they get to see. We're going to see a lot of rotation today between both of these teams.
Absolutely. And right now, Santos is going to rotate to the outside and send a line drive, a headhunter right up to Harrison Reicher. And that ball just right in front and no help needed right there. He's going to put it on through by himself from about 97 yards out at a difficult angle, and windswept now with 3 on the board, only 1 goal down.
You got it. So Harrison Reicher scores the first goal. Rufino scores the second. Now Santos is going to pull out the driver. And talking about hitting the ball now, his father, Sebastian Merlos, he's strong hitting the ball, but wow, look at this guy. He is back in town. Santos on 4 goals, Steve. That is a tremendous shot, and what a swing, what a play as he puts it in from a good 120.
Schwenke right now winning that last bowl in here, and the horn coming soon. Schwenke trying to get it downfield. Even if they don't score, they'd like to leave it on the field to start the third chucker right here, but Schwenke working it back towards the inside, and Santos is going to outrun him here to the ball, working that handy stick work, now with a right-off, coming back to the offside, and Schwenke jumps the boards. Now Segundo with a back shot, and the whistle's going to sound. That's going to end chucker number 2 right here. Stay with us. We'll be back for the final chucker of the first half here in the 2023 Aspen Valley Cup. You're watching live here on CTV Sports.
So get ready here for the third chucker, and some fun facts we have here. Dracarys. Well, Dracarys, I don't know if any of you watch the Game of Thrones or the House of Dragons, but that's actually what the pilots who fly the dragons, when they want the dragons to go ahead and breathe fire, well, that's what they say, Dracarys. So, pretty cool name there, put together by Shaitan Krishna. I love that. And also, Steve, I want to talk a little bit. We were talking yesterday. We had the PTF, and Melissa Gandy, our president here, is also the chairman of the PTF. They just got done playing the 2023 Madura Snow Polo World Cup out in Kitzbühel, and we're going through some of the history. And I got to tell you, Melissa has a pretty impressive history playing on the snow. She was the first woman to actually win the 2018 Madura Bank Snow Polo Cup. And then also, she was the first woman to win the 35th Snow Polo Cup in St. Moritz. So congratulations on that. And in January 2019, she also was the first woman to compete in St. Moritz in the Snow Polo Tournament. 2016, the first woman to make the finals. And that's just goes on and on and on in 2017. And then she was the first woman to win the St. Regis World Snow Polo Championship in Aspen for FlexJet in 2016.
That's an impressive resume all the way around.
We've been talking about all the ladies.
Yeah.
We were talking about Hope Ariano the other day on how many, and just great to see all these ladies out here. And then Melissa's actually getting ready, prepared. Actually, her and her, it looks like Mark's also going to play, her husband. And Nick Rodan and Freddie Mannix also going to play out in this year in St. Moritz on January 27th, 29th. So should be a lot of fun out there. So congratulations to Melissa. That's super cool.
One play, you and I did the World Snow Polo Championship, and Melissa scored the first goal from over center field.
Yeah.
And then they had a penalty 5. And this play just sticks out in my mind because they sent Nacho Figueres and Alejandro Novillo Estrada down the field. And Melissa took the foul shot.
Yeah.
And Nacho just came within the skin of his teeth of scoring a goal on that. So that play really stands out in my mind. And
we talk about how clean and how true she hits the ball, almost like a bow and arrow. And I told you I was interviewing her, and she said that she's actually very good at shooting a bow and arrow. So it helps out. But just some impressive stats there. And we're going to be bringing you stats all summer long. All winter long, I'm sorry. Summer's gone, back to the winter. But remember, join us at halftime. We're actually following this chucker. Well, I'll be Okay, well, we'll be talking about some of the stats a little later in the day. So here we go, 6:20 on the clock here, 4-3, a very tight game here in the Aspen Valley Cup. Windswept and Dracarys. Windswept in the red jerseys, the maroon jerseys, and Dracarys in the black jerseys.
Leon Schwanke on the move right here, taking that ball towards goal. Unable to keep it going. Rufino couldn't quite get the back shot off, however. Oh, and it looks like number 4 in black, and that's going to be Brandon Phillips coming through on the near side. Just sneaking right through there. Must have had some sneakers on that horse because they didn't hear him coming.
Yeah, no, great play here by Brandon. As you remember, he's the elder statesman out there today amongst all the young polo stars that are playing. And so he's going to be watching and figuring out different plays. And you can see that he already found a little niche, a little seam, a little break in the defense there. And he came right through full steam right there to put away his first goal of the day.
So the umpire bowls the ball back in, and Brandon Phillips first get that ball out of the bowl in, followed up here by Schwanke, Leon Schwanke. Now he doesn't waste any time, sending that ball back downfield, looking for Shaitan with a shot towards goal, and Harrison Riker taking that ball forward. Now picked up by Schwanke one more time, and that ball just wide to the left. So that ball deflected off a pony from the shot of Schwanke towards goal, so we'll have a knock-in right here by the team in red, windswept. Down by 2, and Leon Schwanke brings the ball in quickly off the back line. Joseph Schwartz coming over there. Schwanke with a line drive, and Harrison Reicher right up here being unmarked. Harrison letting that pony stretch on out, unable to keep it going. Leon Schwenke tops it just a little bit, and now Santos Merlos. Santos Merlos picks up the loose ball, right out front, and a hook right there, and a nice play. They didn't quite like it, expecting the whistle, but no whistle there, and actually, here comes Schwenke going the opposite direction, all by himself. Santos Merlos trying to run him down, and these guys are flying up and down the field. Schwenke reaches way back. What a nice pony right there to stop and give him that play, and Schwenke shoots towards goal, and a goal by Leon Schwenke. So, wow, this team in black, Dracarys, coming out quickly, scoring 2 goals right here now with a 3-goal lead. Back to that 3-goal lead, Dale.
Yeah, Schwenke got it. 4 goals on the day, 2 from the field, 2 from the penalty line. That'll take us in to our courtesy change with 3:42 on the clock, and that's what you need to do. You need to keep the energy up here. Our first game of the season, Dundas 1 against Dundas 2. If you missed that game, we had a game. It was a 9-6 game. Dundas won with Sarah Siegel Magnus, Hope Ariano, Juan Vidal Dominguez, and Robertito Zeta. They played against Cable Magnus, Romero Rites, Geronimo Obregon, and Juanse Oliveira. They edged them out by 3 goals, and 7 teams playing this year in the Aspen Valley Cup, our first 8-goal of the year. And remember, this season here at the Grand Champions Polo Club, the winter season, it's the nation's largest, most innovative USPA-sanctioned polo club, nestled right here in the heart of the winter equestrian capital. And it's hosting tournaments, 6, 8, 12, 20, 26. We have the women's, the WCT finals, and we have women's league play. Actually, we saw a lot of the young ladies playing yesterday in the PTF, Steve. They were telling me that they're going to be playing this year over. And, of course, it's our 5th year for the 26-goal World Polo League, and played a Grand Champions Santa Rita Polo Farm.
You betcha, a lot of polo still to come, and we're just breaking the ice right here. I don't want to say anything after snow polo, but we're breaking the ice right here with the 8-goal.
yeah, we've got a lot of snow polo going on. As we said after talking about Melly, I didn't realize she was the first woman to make all those wins. Really, congratulations to her. That is super cool.
Yeah, and
man.
I think last week she did a hat trick to pull her team out to.
Yeah, they got edge out in their first game, playing for Bentley out in Kidswood, and competitive, very competitive. They was a little lacking some snow this year. It wasn't as cold as it usually is out there. Does happen sometimes, Mother Nature.
Yep, can't fool Mother Nature, but right now you can't fool Santos Merlos as he hammers that ball down the field. And look at Harrison Riker carrying that ball towards goal. He's right out front, a little off to the left-hand side. No, it's going to trickle right on through from about 90 yards out. So great team play right there by Windswept.
And who's driving that one home? Did Harrison end up getting it, or did?
Yeah, Harrison. He received the pass.
Wow. He is all tuned up. He played awesome yesterday. Great time, fun. Watching him play at PTF with the younger, remember they have all different levels in the Polo Training Foundation. And he stepped up ready to go. Fun team he's playing on, too. The Merlos group seem to have great communication, they said.
Actually, I look at the handicap of this game, and the Merloses are firing shots. They're not messing around with the ball. And the black team is doing the same thing just as well. So,
yeah, we're seeing that open goal, that open style polo. I mean, the last couple of years, there's been a transition, seems, in the game. I know the rules have been, I guess we're 5 years in, pretty much, Steve, right, on the rules being open in the game. You had a big part of that when you were with the USPA about writing a lot of the rules to open the game up. And it takes a transition to make things happen. And the game has definitely turned back into that run and gun and wide open play, and it's definitely made the game easier to call and more spectator friendly.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what came up several years ago. Right now, the game is boring to watch. It's boring to play, and it's not fun to play. But you know what? When we have a game like this going on and everybody's shooting from long distances and smacking the ball down the field, you know what else helps that is the fields. And here at Grand Champions, we've got such a great field crew right now keeping the fields. And this field, even though it was played on the other day, looked like it hadn't been played on in several years, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, you're right. They did a great job putting it back together because they were running and gunning in that first 8 goal. Our 8 goal has been like the 12 goal. The 12 goal last year was like 16 goal, and it kind of rolls that way. The 20 like 22, and, of course, the 26. Get ready for it. Our 5th year. I am excited. Everyone's excited about the World Polo League.
Santos Merlos tried to get by Schwenke and almost did, but Schwenke comes in and stops that play from happening any further. Schwenke going back to retrieve that ball. He's got Shayton right there with him. Ruffino back there keeping some pressure on him, and now he decides to take it to his right-hand side, and Schwenke having a great day here, scoring 4 goals so far, 2 on penalty shots, 2 from the field. And now Shayton Krishna coming up there with Harrison Riker. Both of them neutralize each other, but Joseph Schwartz backing up, sending that ball straight forward. Harrison Riker with an offside tail shot, getting a little piece of it, breaking that play up. Here comes Santos Merlos. Santos trying to get around. Segundo's going to head downfield as well. He's calling for the ball. Can he get it to him? He tried, but not quite enough juice on that ball. Joseph Schwartz coming in to ride him off and make the offside back shot. What a nice play right there by Schwartz. Now Segundo coming in there in that turquoise helmet. Segundo Merlos. He's got room to work. Brandon Phillips right there with Ruffino. Now Ruffino letting Brandon Phillips get out of the way and clear the right of way. And now Segundo just ahead of the hook of Brandon Phillips, sending the ball downfield, and it looks like Schwenke going to be the first there. Schwenke knows he's on the line and the right of way, turning that ball towards the outside, looking over his shoulder. They've heard the first horn go already, so Schwenke now being told to hit it, and he's going to send it over here towards the boards. I think that ball was deflected a little bit, not the shot he wanted, and here comes the second horn, and we are going to end Chucker number 3 right there, very close to where we ended Chucker number 2. So, Dale, we've got things in the making here for a great second half.
You got it. They brought it within 2, so that's going to work out well. I think Windswept should be happy with that. And I said, both teams playing very well here. Should be an exciting half. We'll end 6-4. And as Steve said, we're going to go ahead and start the second half with a bowl-in right around the 60-yard line, just off of the boards here on the east side of the field. So we're going to go ahead and go to a halftime break. So enjoy our halftime show here on CTV Sports, and we'll be back for the second half of the 2023 Aspen Valley Cup.
As far as barns go, it's 10 points.
The weather, scenic views are unbelievable. To be up here in the mountains in this weather, I don't think you have many choices nicer than this.
I feel like we have some really competitive polo up here. It's friendly competitive polo.
The place is amazing. Good polo fields, good players, good courses, so it's a good experience. It's really good.
Club, they have empanadas there, they have Argentine style barbecue.
I'm in love with this place. The club is really nice, the people is really good.
At least what I can see is that it's an amazing place to be playing polo with the family and with good friends, enjoying, and the weather is great. I can't complain at all.
There's so much to do up here, and people are great, and there's some of the best polo in the country up there.
I think this is the place to play polo in the summer.
It's as good as it gets for summer polo.
This may be my new home.
As soon as our child is old enough, she's going to be in their polo school.
You just want to be a horse in that barn.
We're here at the Santa Rita Polo Farm where the PTF Polo ASSN Junior Tournament is being held for the first time ever at this location. And I mean, could you get a more beautiful venue? Probably not. The tournament includes players of all ages, starting with the youngest at just 2 years old and the oldest at 20 years old. So you've got all ages, all skill levels, and a whole lot of fun. Let's go check it out.
It reminds me of my days when I was in that position playing the kids tournament, and for us it meant the world. So I'm very happy to be here supporting my son and other kids as well, because I think they really enjoy this, and for them it's even more important than for us probably playing the 26 or the 22.
Well, that's a wrap on the PTF Polo ASSN Juniors Tournament at the Santa Rita Polo Farm. So much incredible talent coming up through the ranks. The future is certainly bright for the sport of polo. Now, for more information on the PTF, head to polotraining.org. And of course, head to Chucker TV for all of our awesome content, including full game broadcasts.
I am Nick Weaver. I am the co-founder and COO of Blue Delta Gene Co. I've probably measured over 30,000 butts, 7 feet tall and 7 feet wide. Doesn't matter. It is fun making people happy. When you make a garment that fits, that's one thing. When you make a garment fit and look good, that's another thing. And we are very good at the latter. We have grown our company by taking care of people. We have grown by making jeans that fit. There are some things that will never change: where it's made, how it's made, and who's making them. Every jean is one of one. But now we can get you measured from anywhere in the world. We have rolled out a virtual tailor system, blown away with the technology. It's unbelievable how accurate it is. It's a quick, easy, touchless way so we can get the measurements to make you a pair of damn good jeans.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to CTV Sports. I'm Dale Schwetz with Steve Lane today. Grand Champions Polo Club, Santa Rita Polo Farm, Aspen Valley Field for our second game of league play in the Aspen Valley Cup. And windswept. If you just joined us for the second half, Harrison Reicher playing number 1. Rufino Merlos playing number 2. Santos playing the number 3. His brother Segundo playing the number 4. They're an 8-goal team playing against Dracarys with Shaitan Krishna playing the number 1. Joseph Schwartz playing the number 2. Leon Schwenke playing the number 3. And Brandon Phillips playing the number 4. They're a 7-goal team. They received 1 goal on handicap. And Schwenke scored 2 goals in the first chukker to make it 3-0 right out of the gates. Another goal by Schwenke from the penalty line in the second to make it 4. But then Windswept came alive and they were on fire. Reicher and Rufino and Santos scoring, making it 4-3 and bringing the match within a 1 goal there in the second chukker. We went into the third chukker. Another great goal scored by Harrison Reicher on the breakaway play to give them 4. But Brandon and Leon, they turned up the heat and both scored goals to keep that 2-goal lead. So at the end of 3 chukkers, it was 6-4. And it looks like our 2 mountain officials, Roddy Matthews and Gaston Dorniak, have them lined up down here in the northeast corner. The ball was on the field at the end of the third chukker, so you will have a bowler from the center to the boards. And once again, thank you for joining us here on CTV Sports as Windswept is in the maroon jerseys with the gold numbers, yellow numbers, and the Dracarys team is in the black and gold jerseys. And this has been a great match, Steve.
Yeah, I like it. It's up and down the field and, some long shots. And, it almost reminds me of watching the Castanola brothers play just a little bit. Those guys don't mess around with the ball. They know where each other is on each and every play, and they just hit away. Yeah,
I watched all the Merloses grow up. I watched Rufino, Santos, and Segundo. Segundo being the oldest. Remember, Santos and Segundo, father Sebastian Merlos, mother Silvina, and Rufino, Tincho, and Selena. And so they play very well together, the cousins. As Segundo, and you would know Segundo and Santos play a lot of pole together, being brothers, but they play well as a team with Reicher.
So right now, here is Segundo Merlos trying to get around Joseph Schwartz. Joseph staying right there with him. And Segundo going to drop it off for brother Santos. Santos now releases the ball downfield. It's a little off to the left-hand side, but Harrison Reicher down there as well. Ken Harrison keeping on the field, and that ball is going to trickle over the back line for a knock-in once again by the team in black, Dracarys.
Yeah, I remember when Santos was just a little dude, and now he is powdering the polo ball. He scored a goal from 120 in the second chukker, and it was probably the best goal of the day. But on this one, it's going to go wide to the left. We get the knock in, and here comes Dracarys. It's going to be Shayton.
Krishna right here on the near side and drops that ball off, but don't worry, he's got help behind from Brandon Phillips. Right back up front, Brandon pounds that ball down the field, and that play's broken up. Rufino coming across there as well. So is Brandon Phillips. And now it looks like Merlot's coming through there, trying to bust that play up a little bit, and Rufino coming in there, but it's going to be picked up once again by Phillips. Now stolen out of there by Segundo Merlos. And an umpire's whistle right here, and we might have a player pushing another player across the right of way.
Yeah, coming in close there. They're ducking and diving, bobbing and weaving, as we say, Steve. And it looked like one player came from right to left and reached in front of another player. Then we had contact. So they'll decide on which player fouled first. Was it the reach or was it the contact? And, of course, the umpire's looking to see what player creates the danger on a play. You're going to get a back shot here. Here comes the back shot. Then they turn around and they come together, and you get all kinds of melee plays. And here's where you get the play. Right here is where you got the play on the backside there. And it looked like one of the red players, it looked like the windswept player came across there in front of Dracarys. So they're going to get an open goal penalty 3. And, well, it's going to be Schwanke. He's 100% on the penalty line today.
Leon sends that ball high in the air and right between the goalposts. So a penalty 3 conversion here by the team in black, Dracarys, by Leon Schwanke. So jumping out once again to that 3-goal lead. And been fairly consistent on that. It's back and forth to 1 to 2 to 3 and 3 and 3 and 2 and 3 again.
You got 5 goals on a day for Schwanke. I'm impressed, man. This kid is playing good polo at 3 goals. He is a cheap 3-goaler. He's solid, very solid, and very consistent on his goal shooting. Uh-oh. Ooh, it looked like Santos was out the door, but turned up here by Leon.
Schwanke once again on the ball after just scoring that penalty 3. Now working towards the north end of the field, and he's neutralized out of there by Merlos. And now coming through to pick up the loose ball, Brandon Phillips trying to take it over there to the sideline, get a little room to work by himself, and Schwanke's going to fall in behind. Brandon Phillips trying to get around Santos Merlos right here. And now Santos picks up the ball, allowing Brandon Phillips to clear out of there. But no, Brandon Phillips going to take the play away. And Rufino coming back there, looks over his shoulder to see if he can cross that line for the offside, which he does. And now Rufino Merlos coming in there, being ridden off. And a couple of black jerseys coming in there as well. And the umpire's whistle sounds. Gaston Dorniak right there had a great view of the play, blows the whistle. So we'll see where they put this ball for a penalty.
Yeah, both. There's some sword fighting going on in here early in the second half. And I figured both of these teams would go into the tent, and I'm sure they have a tremendous amount of coaching. Sevi himself, a former 10-goal player, Tincho, a 10-goal player. So, they're down there for the windswept team, giving their advice on what they should do. And on the other side, the Brandon Phillips, a super strong captain in there, and also Horton Schwartz. His son Joseph playing, Horton top umpire in the world, also high goal polo player in his prime. So, and coaching, such a big part of the game today, Steve.
Oh, yeah. A lot of teams have coaches, and you know what? The first thing a coach will tell you is how many bowl-ins you won or lost after a period or after a half. So, bowl-ins being a big part of the game. And we can get in there. I've got a kind of a scenario. We can break bowl-ins down a little bit when we have time.
Cool. So it looks like it's going to be Schwanke. First time he hit a 60 all day.
Leon sends a line drive right down, but just wide to the left. So a great attempt right there by Leon Schwanke. Scoring 5 goals of the day so far, and 3 of them off penalty shots. But like you said, Dale, that's the first penalty number 4
I guess
they've
he missed
had.
a couple fours, I guess. Tracy just came across her. I guess I must have missed one, so I apologize here to our CTV Force. I guess he took one in the second.
Third chucker.
Third chucker. He took one. So, consistent on the short penalties today. It's 2s and 3s. And that one looked like it was going, but off the right side. Look at this. They are on the run.
Oh, now Joseph Schwartz coming in there to ride off Segundo, and so we'll see what the umpires decide here. And we did see a horse just sway just a little bit from the ride off. And
got an interesting little play here, though. If you watch this play, they come together on the ride off there, which is a foul. There's late, but then he swings into the horse.
Yeah.
So you might get an offsetting penalty here. I mean, we'll see what they're talking about. And, you know, I mean, you get hit behind the saddle. And, I don't know, I guess you could go either way on that, I guess. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, no, I agree with offsetting here. I mean, you know, we want to protect the ponies, first of all. And second of all, just because you get fouled doesn't mean you can swing into a pony.
Yeah. And, you know, like you say, it was late or during the swing, or maybe one was worse, right? I mean, if the bump.
You could.
You know, and I mean, if you didn't hit really hard, they could go the other way and go ahead and go with the foul, maybe just not move it as far.
Or back it up.
Back it up one, so we'll see what they decide to do. There's so many different options. As you can see how Steve and I just broke that one play down, and that's why you think umpiring's easy. Well, you know, these guys, they studied the game, especially these professional umpires. We just talked out a scenario there on one play, how many different options there could have been. And like you said, you had the first foul, which was a bump behind the saddle, uneven ride-off. Then you had a player kind of swing into the player after the fact. And with 3:43, so you could have offsetting on that. Or you could say, well, maybe the hit behind the saddle was worse than the swing into the horse. So instead of giving a 2, you could give a 3 or a 4. So just a number of different options that the umpires, have to calculate and kind of run through their heads out there. And that's why we embrace the technology here at CTV Sports, Grand Champions Polo Club, Aspen Valley Polo Club, World Polo League. And you'll see during the World Polo League, now we are not using challenges today, but we do have the umpire challenge in line, where if they do need Steve, who is our third man, he can go ahead and use the technology to review a play, and also our triggers are in place to check and see if a goal was scored, check and see if any unsportsmanlike conduct, or anytime the ball goes out of bounds, or they can go ahead and check and use the cameras for that. But as we get closer to the World Polo League, you will see how we take it to a whole nother level here at CTV Sports.
You know, talking about technology, how many of those players from yesterday, Polo Training Foundation, went home last night and watched themselves and their horses, on CTV Sports?
Good point. Yeah, we get offsetting. Now, Steve, they went with that?
They did do offsetting.
Okay, so I like the call. I think it was good.
Right off behind the saddle and swinging. He didn't have to swing. He would have gotten a foul anyhow.
Yeah, I think he could hold the mallet there. Segundo doesn't have to take the swing. At least if it was a little closer to the ball, and Segundo was already in the motion of the swing, then okay.
Yeah.
But anytime, you get fouled first, so good learning experience for everybody. And if you're watching out there, if you do get fouled and the umpires were on top of it, we did hear the whistle. So you want to kind of hold back. But it looks like they're going to get an open goal penalty here now on the right-of-way violation. And they're going to step up there, and it looks like that was Santos.
Santos Merlos converting that penalty too. So now back to a 2-goal lead in favor of Dracarys. And the umpires will go to the other side of the international rules, as we always do. Throw in 3 checkers on one side and then 3 periods on the opposite side. And, of course, nowadays with the second half coming, the team that lost the coin toss in the first half does not get a choice in the second half.
We had a good crowd out here today at the Santa Rita Polo Farm, which is a private facility. But, of course, during the games, we are open to the public. So come out and watch the games with us. And it's great to see a good group of fans out here for our 8-goal. That's great. 8-goal polo at its finest.
Schwanky being surrounded by 3 red shirts over there. Rufino gets into the mix there just a little bit as well. And now Brandon Phillips in there trying to get something going here, and Schwanky's going to come out with it, just outrunning that last red jersey right there. Schwanky headed towards goal. That ball pops up. He tries the near side, unable to do so. Joseph Schwartz hooked out of there, and now Harrison Riker, he was unable to get to it, and that ball is going to drift over the end line right there, so we'll have a knock-in to bring the ball back in play.
going to click down about 2:10 on the clock now. 2-goal difference, Steve. Doing a good job here. The Dracarys team of keeping that 2-goal edge, and we'll see if they keep it going.
Rufino Merlos coming in there with a man on his hip and does win the play. Rufino trying to stay just ahead. Son of Ticho Merlos with a nice approach shot towards goal. Brandon Phillips trying to catch him and run him down. But that gap, that window staying consistent right there off to the right. But he's able to direct that ball right between the goalposts. So a nice play. Rufino Merlos going 240 yards to score a goal.
Yeah, you wonder why he got MVP in his first tournament of the season. And that's why. And this kid, man, at 1 goal, you see how Rufy, he hits that approach shot to the far post, always hit to the far post. Then that ball hits the ground, rolls back to the center, but that gives him an opportunity to belly out to the left side, which gives him the ability to create more distance between him and Phillips, and that's just a super finish by the young player.
Santos, the first to hit the ball out of the bowl end, but unable to keep it going, and a little shot over here to Leon Schwenke. Schwenke going to play that ball off the boards. He's followed up by Brandon Phillips, and Schwenke's still on the roll right here. Schwenke coming in there and being ridden off by Santos. Santos is going to go for the shot, and what a nice shot right there. Unable to reach Shayton, but Santos taking that ball clear across the goal. He's got Reicher right out front. Unable to keep it going. Oh, that was a tough break right there. But anyhow, Rufino and Schwenke come together. And we've got an umpire's whistle right just before the horn.
Yeah, it looks like it came together there. Schwenke's going to be off the horse there, so I don't know if they came together on a ride-off. After Segundo, I was going to first say, Schwenke, he likes that corner. He put that ball right on the doorstep. A great clearing shot by Segundo Merlos, and bad luck for Segundo. He had a bit of a bounce over there on the far side, because here's a play where they come together right there. And is the red player on the ball, and that's what they'll determine on this. And they're going to go ahead and put 2 seconds on the clock. So we will have 32 seconds. So they're going to go ahead and play this penalty out. And kind of a weird play to watch here, Steve. I mean, I couldn't tell how it came off the boards, but if it came off the boards and you got Schwenke riding actually into that spot, and he actually fouls, and it's going to be a foul against him.
Well, it was they blew it for an injury, so we had a fair play bowl in right there. And since Rufino backed the ball, that's why they got possession of the ball out of the bowl in. The bowl in brought the team in red with possession, and then the ball got hit out of bounds, so that's going to end Chucker number 4.
So no foul on the play?
No foul on the play. They blew it for an injured player. Schwenke's knee got rattled in that ride-off over there by Rufino, so that's what the whistle was
interesting.
for.
Okay, cool.
So stay with us. We'll be back for Chucker number 5 right here on CTV Sports, a score of 7-6 in favor of Dracarys over Windswept.
There's something about when you get up early, prep the plane, and you take off, and you get that first light of day, and the air is crystal smooth. You can see forever. You have to have the right aircraft for the right flight with the right crew up front. Only NetJets can do this. The flight dissolves into the background. It should just be the here and now.
got that sunny morning wind.
There are those that see the storm, and those that see the perfect wave.
All right, so we're getting ready for the fifth Chucker Player Grand Champions Polo Club and nation's largest polo club, celebrating our 16th anniversary. Congratulations, and the Santa Rita Polo Farm. And the Santa Rita Polo Farm, well, one of the largest polo clubs is, the actually largest unique private 102 acres polo facility in Wellington with 212 stalls, 9 self-contained barns, 2 tracks, 5 climate control tack rooms, vet rooms, staff quarters, guest houses, 4 polo fields, all state-of-the-art underground irrigation and short work areas. Club has 13 well-manicured fields, including 9 world-class fields at Grand Champions Polo Club and the Santa Rita Polo Farm. And we're on the Aspen field. The Buenos Aires field is just over to the west. Then we have the Penn field, which is closer to the barns that you see in your backdrop, and the Santa Rita field. So just a fabulous place to play polo.
It is. I love driving in here. The bougainvillea plants, I don't know how long that is. I'm going to guess 3/8 of a mile or something.
Yeah, and they're beautiful.
But they're blossoming and blooming,
yeah.
and,
cool colors aren't coming in.
Yes.
Love flowers. Here we go.
Rufino Merlos hammers one back up to Cousin Santos, and Santos right here trying to outrun Schwanke. Santos with a nice approach shot towards goal. Schwanke able to get there and break things up on the near side, and here comes Reicher coming across there, and it looks like that ball was over the back line, so I think we should have a safety here maybe, unless that was already over. But it looks like.
Yeah, you get a safety?
Yeah, now the whistle blows.
Nice save.
So, yep, we've got a safety coming up here. So
I was going to say, the Merlos connection there, all 3 Merlos has had a piece of that one on the breakaway. Rufy now rotating back and sending Santos forward. Santos laid that ball right down the center, but a great second effort by Schwanke to back that ball up. He opened that ball on the near side, an open back shot, and it actually went across the end line. So penalty 6 in the game of polo, similar to a corner kick in soccer. Defending team hits it over their own end line. Polo, they bring the ball out to 60-yard line, no further than 40 yards from the center, based on the one approach, one hit at goal. And looks like they're going to pass the stick back to young Rufy.
Yeah, the umpire's discussing there. I think somebody needed a little tack time out down there as well. So Rufy circled his horse and just waiting on the umpires to call play. So just a short break in the action right here. And don't forget, we've got polo every day this week. Tomorrow the ladies play, and then on 1 o'clock tomorrow we continue with the Aspen Valley Cup 8 goal, which is the tournament we're watching today. That's at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Dundas will take on Loudmouth, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all games at 11 o'clock right here at the Santa Rita Polo Farm.
You got it. Highlight of the year is going to be the fifth season for the World Polo League and nationally 26 goal polo, featuring some of the world's top players, top team sponsors, the Grand Champions. World Polo League's been filling the void, which was created when the United States Polo Association, they decided to change things up to support the sports governing body. They announced lowering the high goal to 18 to 22 goals, and that's why the World Polo League was put together. And they didn't want to have 26 goal polo. Well, 26 goal polo is alive and thriving.
Grand Champions Polo Club shows it can still exist.
You want it, you got it. So get ready for it, because this is going to be a fun season and some big names coming in. So you'll be able to see all that here on CTV Sports.
Rufino Merlos, it's up, up, up. Landing in front of the goal. Joseph Schwartz gets a piece of it and clears that ball out of danger. Joseph still on it, being ridden off there by Rufino. Backed up right there, and a turning call. It looks like we're going to have turning against Santos Merlos. So We'll see where they put that ball. I believe it's going to be a penalty 5A from the point of the infraction. Roddy Matthews right there on top of things. And, Dale, that's why the umpires get behind the hitters, so they can see no matter where that ball's hit, they are looking right down the line. You know, polo, even though a three-dimensional sport, when you watch it, it's two-dimensional. You're either looking down the line or off to the side. And
yeah, you got
right
it. Big part of the positioning, huh, Steve? Now, and well, the drone never lies. Here's a similar play that we saw earlier, Steve, where we had one player back in the ball, another player riding in, and now you got to decide which player was creating a danger there. So sometimes the player riding in from behind does, and then sometimes the player swinging into the horse does it. In this case, it looks like the player riding in from behind. So a clean play there, and it's going to be picked up here by Segundo.
Merlot's going to work that ball just a little bit, sending players downfield. Now releases the ball over towards the center, looking for Santos. And Santos with a shot on goal right on through. So what a nice team play right there by the two brothers, the 3 and the 4. Coming off the boards, a shot towards center and through the goal.
Yeah, good call right there. They've worked on that play, and you got to give love. Give the credit where the credit is due to number 4 in the blue helmet, Segundo Merlos, knowing that his brother was out there. He just takes that ball quickly off that 5A and finds Santos, and Santos with a deep neck shot on a beautiful-looking gray pony here, kind of that blue-gray. I love that color, Steve, on the younger ponies. They have that gray color like that steel gray. And what a super shot there. But he's going to get caught here coming out of the back of the bowl in. Now we're going to discuss this play. And 5:08 on the clock. Super shot by Santos to get the equalizer. So they're going to go ahead and talk about this one. And they're going to go with the third man on this play. And so they'll go ahead and talk it out and decide. That ball came right out the backside there. And remember, a lot of times in the bowl-in with the scrum, as they call it, the face-off in hockey, bowl-in and polo, they will go ahead and allow certain plays to happen, but not the 90-degree cross. That's the one play that they will jump on. But any kind of fighting in there, unless that ball gets changed, there's no line on the bowl-in. And that procedure, I like the procedure because a lot of times, it can be a little tough in there when you got eight 600-pound animals, the four-legged athlete, the true athlete of the game. And a lot of players are called, 75, 80% of the game. And that's why they're recognized so much in the game of polo. A good player will tell you, put them on a good horse, and they're going to win the game. So it looks like they're going to take us down for the 6-yard shot, and it's going to be Schwanke once again.
Leon hits a line drive, and it's deflected off of a pony over to the right-hand side. Brandon Phillips coming in there to back it across the goal mouth, but just unable to put it between the goal post. A little bit early that ball crosses before the left-hand post, so we're knotted up here at 7 apiece, and the team in red, Windswept, going to put the ball back in play.
Schwanke having a little trouble from the 60-yard mark there, Steve. Very strong on his 2s and 3s today, but missing 3 4s today. Now we'll come back and haunt you here in a very tight game. So with 4:30 on the clock, here comes Santos.
Merlos right here, being hooked out of there by Brandon Phillips, and that was a clean hook in a direct line behind, so no foul there on that play. Umpire Roddy Matthews looking right down the line as Schwanke tries to take that ball down the line as well with a centering shot over there, trying to outrun Segundo. Taking Segundo on the left-hand side, and Schwanke working the ball on the near side and puts it right on through, so a quick turnaround right there by the team in black.
Wow, que golazo, Leon Schwanke, man. This is what you do. This is the way you get it done. He picks that ball up, and as Steve pointed out, super defensive play by Brandon Phillips. What a hook to give Schwanke that opportunity. I love the way he took that ball towards Merlos, Segundo, and then he kind of checked up a little bit to see if he was going to go behind, hit the big ball, put on the throttle, and that pony, he's riding that four-legged athlete, Steve Ken Scat. Took him by, put him on his hip, finishes on the near side. Que golazo.
High goal play. And right now, Rufino Merlos taking the ball the opposite direction. He's got Harrison Reicher right out front once again, being called off. Reicher being called off on that play. Rufino Merlos going to shoot towards goal, leaving the ball on the field. And here comes Santos Merlos. And we've got a cluster of players right there, and the umpire's whistle sounds, so we'll see what they decide.
Throw a blanket over 4 of them there anyways, as they all came together. And actually, the blanket would have got stuck on all of their mouths, Steve, because all 4 mouths were in the air.
It looked like a tent.
Yeah, they looked like a tent there. As you know, and that's always what's a little tough. Here they come, all 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all 4, all mallets in the air. And then finally gets knocked out. So we'll let the umpires decide it. I'm very impressed by our 2-mile officials today, taking their time, talking these plays out, Steve. This was the first. This is only our second game of the season, and this game has been, there's been a number of fouls in this one. And so you need to make sure aggressive play by both these teams. We talked about the dynamics of both of these teams, and a lot of young, strong, up-and-coming players. So you're going to get some aggressive play, and with aggressive play, you're going to get some penalties called. And they've done a great job talking about it, working it out, using their third man. As you're working as a third man today, Steve, I know you've had some great conversations. How have those been?
Oh, absolutely, very, very good. Umpires are given all the information that we need to make the call over here, and, they communicate with themselves first. If they disagree, then they come over, and Roddy Matthews has been instrumental in giving us the information so we can make the correct call.
You got it. We also have the opportunity of using the iPad here, which we have the stream coming in real time to us here at the field, and that is a huge play for our third man, Steve Lane. I think Steve will back that. Steve gives you those extra eyes. Always good, huh, Steve?
Absolutely, yeah. No, more eyes the better, and the more communication the better, and also the more information, and that allows us also to bring that to our viewers here on CTV Sports.
You got it. Well, when you can use the drone as your third man, which also gives the third man IRO, so what we'll do in the World Pole League, as of course the IRO and the third man are the same person, as everything will go to the cameras. Embrace the technology. It's not going away.
Joseph Schwartz hits that ball out of the bowl end. It's deflected off a pony, and Segundo Merlos is going to pick it up, but Leon Schwenke coming back to get that loose ball. Reicher coming in there to break things up, but unable to do so as Schwenke turns around, sends a pass over to Brandon Phillips. Brandon Phillips sees Shayton down the field, tries to get him the ball, unable to do so, and Segundo with a tail shot, but it's off of a pony, and Rufino Merlos now at 1 goal all over the place today. Rufino Merlos controlling that ball. Reicher's going to head downfield, and Merlos tries to get it to him, but Joseph Schwartz checks down, grabs that line, trying to work the ball back towards the inside, unable to keep the controlling ball, but Schwenke's coming in there as well. Schwenke, that play broken up by Santos momentarily. A nice back shot there by Rufino, and Reicher unable to turn around and take that ball. Oh, bad luck right there. Sometimes you're the hammer and sometimes you're the nail. And Brandon Phillips going to pick up the ball, but Reicher's staying right there with him. Brandon Phillips, he's got some work to do, and a whistle's going to sound, and I don't want to guess right there on that play. We'll let the umpires decide, but I believe this is going to go in favor of the team in black.
Yeah, look like kind of Harrison gets a little bit in front there blocking Brandon, which gave Santos the opportunity to come up from behind and try to steal that. So just a little overzealous there, but like the play here by Harrison. He went to make the ride off. Just got a little bit too far in front. So they'll go with the penalty 5A, and they're going to line it out, and Brandon's going to drop it for Schwenke.
Leon sends a pass trying to reach Shayton, but Rufino's going to pick it up. That ball just not quite enough gas on it. Now, a lot of communication going out there for the team in red, and now Segundo going to pick it up. Segundo met there by Schwenke, and Schwenke, what a marvelous read there by Schwenke. Schwenke takes the ball forward to send a pass over to Brandon Phillips, and that pass just a little bit more than he wanted. Not quite the angle, and we've got a whistle right there. and a late whistle, and it looked like that the team in red, who was closer and on a lesser angle to the line of the ball, was not going to win the play, so hence the whistle sounded.
Yeah, a little tough from our angle here. They're going to talk about this one. As it looked like, I think one of the players from the Dracarys team is going from left to right. Is definitely Santos was riding down the right of way, but we'll see what they go with it. It's hard to tell the angle from Steve and I. Now you're gonna get, here we go. There's the angle one. Yeah, that's pretty. It was a lot closer than we thought. So Shayton just not seen, but they're gonna go with offsetting here because of the appeal.
I think that's a great call.
Yeah, because you had a twirl, so you do have the Shayton trying to clear out there, and then you have appeal, so you have an offsetting penalty, and they bowl it in. I like that call.
I do too, and so does Schwenke, because he's on the ball right now, trying to get something going here and playing a little cat and mouse with Merlos. Schwenke still going towards goal. He's out front. Can he get by Riker? And that ball is going to go on through. No one. Yeah, goal right there by Schwenke. So, 3 goals, a hat trick for Schwenke in that period right there, taking them ahead with a score of 9-8.
So 2 goals there by Schwenke?
I had 3 in that chucker. He made a safety, no goal. Okay, so there we go.
Okay. And so they'll go ahead and play the safety out in the next chucker.
Next period when we come back.
Okay, yeah. So stay with us here. So here we go, 8-8. Wow, what a game we got going on. This is going to be a fun match. You don't want to miss the 6th and final chucker. Stay with us. We'll be right back after the commercial break.
I am Nick Weaver. I am the co-founder and COO of Blue Delta Gene Co. I've probably measured over 30,000 butts, 7 feet tall and 7 feet wide. Doesn't matter. It is fun making people happy. When you make a garment that fits, that's one thing. When you make a garment fit and look good, that's another thing. And we are very good at the latter. We have grown our company by taking care of people. We have grown by making jeans that fit. There are some things that will never change: where it's made, how it's made, and who's making them. Every jean is one of one. But now we can get you measured from anywhere in the world. We have rolled out a virtual tailor system, blown away with the technology. It's unbelievable how accurate it is. It's a quick, easy, touchless way so we can get the measurements to make you a pair of damn good jeans.
All right, here we go, everybody. All right, and we are going to have a goal there. So that's going to go ahead and push them ahead here. And Schwenke's going to pick up his 2nd goal in the fit chucker. So that'll make it 9-8. Yep, and we want to thank the Mountain Fisher. Good job there. Steve was working there. We went to one of our triggers where you can see if a goal was scored. So we sent that to the CTV studios, and where we have our representative in there, Jade Fody. He's checked all the tape, ran it backwards, used all the angles as they have everything sitting there, and saw that ball was across. And like Steve will tell you, because I remember being a professional umpire, Steve, and calling you at one point saying, that's a goal because the ball was 50% across the line. And remember, the ball must be 100% across the line for a goal, 100% across the line to be in or out in the game of polo. if it's on the line, and it could be, 80% out, but 20% on the line or even 10%, it's not out.
That's right. That ball has to completely cross the goal line for it to be a goal. A ball on the line is not considered a goal. A ball on the line outside of the goalpost is considered still in play.
Yeah, it's cool. So it is. So here we go. They picked up the 1-goal lead there. So, wow, Schranky, he got 7 goals on the day. And another one by Brandon, and then one on handicap, and that's how they get their 9 goals, Steve. What a fabulous day this kid is having.
He is on fire right here today and right now. Merlos is the team in red, trying to get something going here, and Santos on the far side, trying to get around and working the ball on the near side, trying to get around Brandon Phillips right there. And now Segundo, he's going to go back and retrieve that loose ball. He's got 3 players downfield, quite a ways away from him, so he's got to hit a long shot, which he does, right up to brother Santos. And Santos losing that ball momentarily. Brandon Phillips picking it up, sending a shot, but hooked out of there by Santos. And now Segundo on a breakaway right here, going towards goal, being chased right there by Brandon Phillips. Harrison Riker's going to come in, clean things up, but hits the ball wide, but a nice team play right there by Windswept.
Yeah, I like that. And, man, I love this pony. Segundo Merlos on this little 4-legged athlete, very quick, gets him out in front, and then Brandon, great second effort on the gray pony, makes the hook. And then Harrison, takes a nice shot at it just off to the left side, but big opportunity there, and that'll give the knock-in back, and it's going to be Shaden.
Krishna right there gets a little piece of it, and it looks like Brandon Phillips taking the ball on the near side, putting that ball out of play. So we'll have a change of possession play right here. And remember, all players must be in front of the ball. So Shaden we'll keep our eye on, but he's past his own player, so he is okay now. And remember, you can be offsides, which, maybe when we get a break someday, we'll talk about offsides on that play.
On that play, even if you're behind the ball?
Yes.
Wow, look at this. Joseph Schwartz with the steal, Steve, and he's got the true breakaway here. Checks his shoulder one time. Looks like Santos going to go ahead and go to the speed stick. This ball's going to travel just wide to the left. Oh, and man, but what a steal, what a breakaway here by Joseph Schwartz.
Yeah, just catching that ball in the sweet spot of his mallet, hitting it just a little bit too far. You know?
I don't think he thought it was going to go that far. He took such a nice, easy swing at it. It didn't even look like he hit it that hard, but that's when they go the farthest. You know that, when you hit it in a sweet spot. And here we go, but coast-to-coast runs by both teams here in the 6-chucker of play.
Segundo sending it over to brother Santos, who came back to the center of the field to get away from all opponents. And now Santos hitting that ball down the field in a nice line drive, looking for Ruffino up front. Ruffino picks the ball up on the near side, being ridden off by Schwanke. Ruffino once again on the near side, and Schwanke going to come back to that line in the right of way. And Schwanke letting that ball roll over the back line so his team can get the direction going the opposite way.
Yeah, I like Ruffino, man. He's a cheap 1-goaler, too. Wow, what a pickup there. As all of the Merlos boys playing well today with Reicher. Everybody on the field here, Shaden just starting to play the game of polo, doing a fabulous job on a -1 rating, and a great rider. Shaden also plays down in the Miami Beach Polo, World Polo League, Beach Polo. Yeah, Steve, he enjoys that. I don't think he's played in the snow yet, but he really enjoyed the Beach Polo last year. So it's great seeing him bring in the Dracarys team here to the Grand Champions Polo Club.
Glad to have him here, and all newcomers welcome. You
got it. And remember, if you're new to the game of polo and you'd love to come and be involved in the Polo on Demand program, remember, you can check with our Director of Operations, Cale Newman, or Juan Bellini, and they will get you going in the right direction. The Polo on Demand program, you demand what you want and you'll get it. You come in and just do stick and ball sessions, or you can line yourself out with a full string of polo ponies and a full team to play in any league or level that you have the ability to play with. We also have the Polo School that now has its own venue, which was the old Pony Express Polo Farm, and now it is the Polo School Farm directly across from the Santa Rita Polo Farm. And the polo school is in session. And we'll be getting ready for sunset chuckers and cocktails on every Tuesday. And I know, Steve, that's one of your favorite days of the week.
Yeah, you betcha, because you know what? You never know who's going to be out there that day. You know, it could be somebody from the polo school playing with a 7, 8, 9, 10 goal player.
Yeah, you know, my favorite day was last year. What was your favorite? What was your favorite on sunset chuckers and cocktails? What was your favorite day? Who came there that made your favorite?
The Castagnola boys.
You like going to Castagnola there? I like when Lolo showed up, their father.
Yeah.
That was the best. When Lolo showed up and he played against Juan Molini, and they had a bunch of the older 10-goalers out there, the high goalers play against each other. But it's great for the polo school, and we teach all levels and all ages.
Right now, we've got a quick umpire whistle right there on the far side, and it looked like Segundo Merlos was trying to make a hook. Not sure if that was a cross hook or not, but we'll see what the umpires determine on this play right here.
A little dicey back and forth. We had our courtesy change, right, 3:17. And I always say this is when the tides change here. Everyone's coming together there, and they're going to go right there. They kind of come together, and I think you're going to get a right-of-way violation there. So they're going to drop this ball in favor of Windswept on the right-of-way violation. You're going to get a penalty 5A, and it's going to be Segundo.
Merlos taps the ball forward and now releases it downfield, but hits it into a pony. Merlos still able to get that deflection and take it further down the field. Now checking down, Joseph Schwartz doing a great job in there of putting pressure on him. And here comes Brother Santos. Santos trying to get around those black jerseys, navigate around. They need this goal desperately. They're down by 1, the team in red. And a shot on goal right there, but wide to the right-hand side. So taking their time.
Steve, third or fourth knock in this chucker.
Yeah.
For the Dracarys team. So Windswept with opportunities here in the 6th chucker. And they'd like to get a few of those shots back. Off to the left, off to the right, and they'll control once again Dracarys.
So right now, Leon Schwenke puts the ball back in play. Now ridden off right there by Santos. Santos with a back shot. Doesn't get all of it and picked up now by Brandon Phillips. Brandon Phillips on that gray pony. Puts a shot over there towards the boards. He's got Joseph Stewart going downfield. So is Rufino Merlos. Rufino looking over his shoulder. Joseph coming in there to put some pressure on him. They're both going to override, leaving it for Santos, but a little bump and rub right there. Right into the back of him right there, so we'll have a spot hit in favor of the team in red once again.
A little NASCAR?
Yeah, a little NASCAR there. They're swapping some horsehair. So, and it looks like they're going to bring this one towards the center.
Wow, this is going to be the one of the most important possessions of the day here for this young polo team.
Yeah, 2:02 left on the clock right here. And penalty 5B in favor of Windswept. Looking for a chance to close the gap right here. Not much time left. And Segundo Merlos has been taking all of these penalty 5s today, and now going to work it. Surveys the field down below. Leon Schwenke staying back there, not going to give him a lot of room, forcing him to hit away. And in comes Phillips. Phillips with a centering tail shot right there. And who does he find? None other than Schwenke. But Schwenke unable to get to the ball first. Segundo does with a back shot. And now Santos coming in there. Breaking that play up was Joseph Schwartz. And now Reicher bringing the ball back over towards front. But it's over the back line. So unable to score. 1:28 left on the clock right here with a knock-in coming from the team in black, Dracarys. Brandon Phillips taking his time, chewing up valuable time here on the clock. If they could just get it down to the other end, that might be the nail in the coffin. Umpires call play. Brandon Phillips going to take his time. Santos Merlos coming back to make sure he hits away, and what a nice shot right there. A pinpoint pass right up to Schwenke. However, Segundo read that play perfectly. Backs the shot over to Santos, but Santos unable to get to it. Brandon Phillips does. Here comes Schwenke. Joseph Stewart going down. Joseph Schwartz going downfield. Calls for the pass. Schwenke puts it right to him. Joseph Schwartz putting it right in front of goal, staying just a couple of horse lengths instead of Ruffino, and that ball wide to the
Went off
right.
the post, Steve, off the post, still
Off
in play.
the post.
Still in play at 30 seconds.
Yes,
On the
okay.
breakaway.
Ruffino, not much time left. He can do it if he's got time, and they neutralize each other. Brandon Phillips says he can't believe that he missed that back shot. Ruffino once again, but Schwanke coming back. Going to take the man on his hip. Going to go towards the near side. Flip that ball out towards the near side. Time winding down. Schwanke couldn't get the next shot off. Ruffino turning that ball back. Brother Santos comes in there. Rides him off. A back shot out of bounds, and the second horn will sound, and that's going to put the team in black, Dracarys, up front. So what a great game, right down to the wire right here. And for the 2023 Aspen Valley Cup, Dale, both teams giving it their all. What a great day for polo. What a great game.
You said it, Steve. You want action, you got it. I mean, right down to the end. What a play here by Joseph Schwartz. I mean, he called for that pass, gets the shot, hits it from a good 120. The ball actually carried. It was in a weird spot. He had to go near side for it, but it hit the post, bounces out. That actually gave the Winston team the opportunity with 28 seconds on the clock to go the opposite direction, and they got it, well, down inside the 60-yard line. So much fun. I love the 8-goal. The level's been way above 8-goal polo. We love to see that. I want to thank and congratulate our umpires, Roddy Matthews and Gaston Dorniak. Great job, Steve Lane. Awesome job as our third man IRO today. I hope you enjoyed our broadcast here on CTV Sports. For Steve Lane, I'm Dale Schwetz, and you can join us tomorrow at 1 p.m. where we're going to have Dundas 1 against Loudmouth. So that should be a lot of fun. So I speak for the whole CTV family when I say thank you for making us leaders in polo broadcasting. And always remember, here at CTV Sports, we love the polo.